On the morning of September 19, 1944, a heavy fog blanketed the countryside near Arracourt in eastern France. Moving through that gray haze were the Panthers of Germany's 113th Panzer Brigade, advancing under orders from 5th Panzer Army to smash the American positions in Lorraine. Barely minutes after sunrise, the brigade's vanguard made contact with what their after-action reports would describe as enemy tank destroyers of unknown type. Within 5 minutes, 3 Panthers had been knocked out. German crews could hear an unfamiliar sound cutting through the mist, an almost shrill mechanical whine, unlike any tank engine they knew. Low silhouettes darted in and out of visibility, firing quick volleys before disappearing again. Each encounter lasted barely 20 seconds, giving the German gunners no time to traverse their heavy turrets toward the threat. The entire brigade, 40-plus vehicles strong under Colonel Erich von Fongern, was about to learn that the Americans had fielded something radically different, a tank destroyer faster than any armored vehicle ever sent into battle. This machine was the M18 Hellcat, capable of reaching 55 miles per hour, a speed that defied every German assumption about what a tracked fighting vehicle could do. German doctrine, shaped by years of combat on multiple fronts, held that tank destroyers required thick armor and powerful guns, like the German Panther with its 88mm cannon. The American design philosophy went in the opposite direction. Make the vehicle as light as possible, give it a fast traversing turret, and rely on speed rather than armor to stay alive. The contrast between the two design approaches was stark. A Panther's turret, depending on engine speed, could take anywhere from 18 to 60 seconds to complete a full rotation. The M18's hydraulically powered turret could do the same in a consistent 24 seconds, independent of engine RPM. At maximum speed, the Hellcat could cover 400 meters in 16 seconds, faster than a German Tiger could swing its turret halfway around. Tank warfare's math, long dictated by armor thickness and firepower, was being rewritten by mobility. The roots of this new American concept went back to December 1941, when Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Bruce, a cavalry officer who understood maneuver better than most, argued before the War Department that the U.S. should not try to compete with German tanks in a slugging match. Instead, he envisioned a fast, agile force meant to react to breakthroughs, strike from the flanks, and annihilate enemy armor through speed and surprise. The motto he proposed, "Seek, Strike, Destroy," became the creed of the Tank Destroyer Command. By early 1943, the prototype that eventually became the M18, known as the T-70, was demonstrating astonishing speeds for a tracked machine. Buick engineers had given it a lightweight hull, a compact profile, a powerful aircraft-derived radial engine, and a pioneering Torquematic automatic transmission that freed the driver from gear shifting and let him focus entirely on maneuvering. German intelligence, when hearing scattered reports of high-speed American tank destroyers, dismissed them as exaggerations from rattled troops. But the first real combat appearance of the M18 during the Anzio breakout in May 1944 forced German officers to reconsider. After a brief encounter that cost the Hermann Goering Division 2 Panzer IVs, German records described American vehicles that moved with the speed of armored cars while carrying guns far heavier. The report was forwarded to higher commands, but treated as likely mistaken. The German High Command believed such performance impossible. The truth arrived brutally in September 1944. As Patton's Third Army pressed across Lorraine, Hitler ordered 5th Panzer Army to counterattack and cut the American advance. The newly formed 111th and 113th Panzer Brigades, equipped with fresh Panthers, spearheaded the strike,
only to run headlong into the M18s of the 704th Tank Destroyer Battalion attached to the U.S. 4th Armored Division.
Lieutenant Edwin Leiper's platoon demonstrated exactly why the Hellcat was feared. Using shoot-and-scoot tactics, his men would fire 3 to 5 rapid shots from a concealed position, then immediately dash to a new location before German gunners could react. In roughly half an hour, Leiper's platoon claimed 15 destroyed Panthers. Sergeant Henry Hartman, operating on the flank, accounted for 6 himself, repositioning after each kill. His actions earned him the Distinguished Service Cross. The 113th Panzer Brigade suffered devastating losses. 39 tanks destroyed and 11 damaged, while American losses for the day were reported as only 3 or 4 vehicles. When German technicians finally captured an intact M18 2 months later, their evaluation revealed a vehicle that defied their expectations. Weighing just 17.7 tons, with armor a mere 13 to 25 millimeters thick, the Hellcat relied on its 400 horsepower radial engine to achieve a power-to-weight ratio of 22.6 horsepower per ton, far higher than any German tank. The report acknowledged that its combat value came entirely from mobility and crew proficiency. The numbers told the story. German tank turret traverse rates varied wildly with engine RPM, often dropping to crippling lows when the tank was idling or moving slowly. The M18's hydraulic system delivered 15 degrees per second consistently. Against a fast-moving Hellcat, German tanks were often unable to get their guns on target at all. This tactical mismatch became even clearer during the Battle of the Bulge. On December 19, 1944, 4 M18s from the 609th and 705th Tank Destroyer Battalions delayed the advance of the 2nd Panzer Division around Nouville despite being vastly outnumbered. Using fog to their advantage, they repeatedly shifted positions at high speed, creating the illusion of a much larger force. They destroyed 24 German tanks, losing only 1 Hellcat, and that to artillery, not armor fire. Their stand helped buy crucial time for the 101st Airborne to fortify Bastogne.
German commanders struggled to find effective counters. General Hasso von Muntefell issued orders warning units never to pursue M18s, as the German vehicles could not match their speed. Crews were told to anticipate likely movement routes rather than try to track the Hellcats directly. Even so, most German units fell back on familiar tactics, emphasizing deliberate, long-range gunnery, tactics that simply did not work against opponents who refused to stay still. Despite its speed, the M18 had serious vulnerabilities. Its armor could be pierced by virtually any German anti-tank weapon, even by heavy machine guns from the side at close range. Its open turret exposed crews to shrapnel, snipers, and infantry assaults. Standard operating procedures therefore stressed constant relocation, avoidance of close combat, and maintaining distance from enemy infantry.